We are in for quite the year with the Detroit Lions, and we are all excited. I can honestly admit this is the most excited that I've been in probably the last, at least since the 2014 season when we had a legit chance to win our first playoff game in almost 25 years at that point. But this year, after the firing of Matt Patricia and Brad Quinn, the new regime, we're into year 3, and a lot of people think that we're ahead of the curve, and I think we are just where we need to be. When Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell took over, I specifically remember them saying that this was a multi-year process, and they didn't expect things in the first year, and by year 3, we should be making a move for contention. Contention for what? The ultimate goal is the Super Bowl. Now, a lot of Detroit Lions fans don't want to admit that, but Super Bowl is what we're talking about. But right now, we just would take a playoff win and we would take a division win. Now, I am going to step off a ledge real quick. The Detroit Lions have never been to a Super Bowl. When they get one, it'll be the first time in the Super Bowl era that it has happened. I have a feeling that we could win our very first one. It is very difficult to get back, and I think the city is going to be so amped. The team is going to be so amped. I think it's going to be very hard to stop our team. But that's in the future. Who knows? It could be this year. But I found something intriguing on Twitter. Twitter is a great source of Detroit Lions information. And one thing that I saw was the NFC power rankings for the offseason power rankings. So this is when we go into the season, we know that there are some initial power rankings and then there's some every week and it changes. But this is the off-season power rankings from Pro Football Talk, and here's where your Detroit Lions sit as we enter the 2023 season in just a few weeks. They sit behind only the Cowboys, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Super Bowl appearing Philadelphia Eagles, with the New York Giants, Minnesota Vikings, Seattle Seahawks, Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, and oddly enough, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers round out number 10. I think that is a bit of a stretch, putting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on that list, but that is intriguing to say the least. Now, some things that I noticed. What did you notice from their list? There are 6 teams missing of the 16 that are in the NFC. So those are the top 10. So the 6 teams that did not make it, one of these is very shocking. The Arizona Cardinals, no surprise there. The Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers are not on this list. Neither are the LA Rams nor the Washington Commanders. So it's the Washington Commanders, the LA Rams, the Chicago Bears, the Carolina Panthers, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Arizona Cardinals. The team that I'm shocked is not on there are the LA Rams. How far they fell off from that Super Bowl winning year. The irony of this whole thing is that Stafford was traded away. When you see what the Rams did, you see that the Lions are not building a team like that. Now, I know that I've been talking a lot about a Chase Young, a Jalen Ramsey at the time, a Quinnen Williams. Game-changing players are at their position that I think every team has to look at. But a lot of y'all in the comment section, I'm glad you're not the GM. Well, I'm not the GM. I'm a fan just like you are. And I don't want this team to be crippled. We've seen that with the Trey Flowers. We've seen bad contracts. We've seen overpriced free agents. A lot of people didn't like Danny Amendola, and he was great to me. But Trey Flowers, on the other hand, was a huge failure in Detroit. But you can see the LA Rams, they built the team for 1 year. And after that 1 year, which they barely won that Super Bowl, by the way, after that 1 year, their team completely imploded. We've been hearing the word imploded a lot this past couple of days. And this thing, you can see that they built this team, that trade for Matthew Stafford, to go all out that year. And they got what they wanted. They tried to run it back, and they got chased out of the respectability. And so much so that 2 years removed from a Super Bowl, 2 seasons, they are not even in the top 10 in power rankings. But our team, who didn't make the playoffs, haven't won a playoff game in over 30 years, has never appeared in the Super Bowl, is higher than not only the LA Rams, the Packers, the Vikings, who won the division last year, the Seattle Seahawks, who everybody think they're going to just stomp us in week 2. I don't know why. And the New York Giants. Out of these 10 teams 9, if you include us, out of the 9 teams, how many of these teams made the playoffs? I want to say half of them, 5 or 6. The Eagles went to the Super Bowl, 49ers, the Cowboys, they made the playoffs. The Giants made the playoffs, the Vikings made the playoffs, and the Seattle Seahawks made the playoffs. So out of the 10 teams, 6 of them, we didn't. 6 of them did. The Packers, Saints, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not. That is a lot of credit to give a team that doesn't have any postseason success. That tells you how our team is being built. And not only is it being built for sustainability, but it's being built. Now we get to see the misery that we went through Matt Patricia. The very difficult year we knew we were going to have in 2021. That was, I know we've been saying we've been rebuilding since 1957, but if you look back and you throw the past out, that year was our official rebuild year. That's when it really started. That's when the right people were in place. Chris Spillman, Sheila Hemp, and they made the right moves. But you can look at it, just like other teams in the league right now are going through rebuilds. The Rams are going through a rebuild. I don't even know if Stafford's going to be able to play. He's 35 years old, somewhere around there. So the Detroit Lions, ranked number 4 by Pro Football Talk. I know this is just one entity, but you're talking about a team that hasn't done anything in the postseason, but they're being recognized. They're being noticed. This is a big deal. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below about Pro Football Talk ranking your Detroit Lions at number 4 in NFC Power Rankings. That is pretty big in my opinion. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. We have 75 days until the NFL season. And yes, I am going to Kansas City. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.